Others, how have they returned?
So they all returned in a good shape. They didn't play the full games. So especially Mete and Mitoma only played for 20 minutes to 30 minutes. Of course, Thiago played a little bit longer, so he might be a little more tired than the others. But overall, they're all in a good shape, and they're used to it. They're used to the long travels, so I don't think that will be a big problem.
You mentioned Bournemouth. You touched on that game last season. How pivotal was that game, do you think? Because it had a bit of everything, taking the lead, but it also was probably the first time we really saw resilience from a Fabian Hürzeler side.
We need a lot of resilience tomorrow. So it's a small stadium. It's a team we will face with a lot of intensity, playing a lot of long balls, playing quite quickly, vertical. So we need resilience. We need to suffer in some moments of the game for sure. But on the other side, we also need to believe in ourselves that we can face this adversity, and we can have the belief and the self-confidence into.
I was here before the game against Manchester City, and we're saying how it should really have been 6 points from 6 after the first 2 games, given how good the performances were. You then got your reward, obviously, against Manchester City. The international break then kind of comes at the wrong time, doesn't it? Because you've got the momentum after the emotional high of winning that game.
There are always advantages, disadvantages of an international break. We always try to make the best out of it because everyone has an international break. So we could also use it quite in an effective way. We had trainings week with quite a lot of players. We could work on some contents. We can prepare for the next match against Bournemouth. So overall, it's always the perspective, how you see the things. And I see it always that we can make the best out of it, that we can use it to our advantage. And tomorrow we have to prove it.
Brian Good.
You had a great view of that Kostulas goal in training. What did you make of that? And how do you think he's developing so far here?
I expected this question. So the media team picked out, you say in Germany, the cherry on the cake. So it was an unbelievable goal we saw in this training session. So that's what I always said. He has unbelievable potential. But now it's about us to give him the time that he can do these things consistently, because seeing it one time is not good enough. We have to see it like 2, 3, 4, 5 times. It doesn't mean that I expect from him always these kind of goals. So don't understand it wrong, but I expect from him that he's working hard every training session, that he shows the best reactions every training sessions, that he adapts more and more to the intensity of the Premier League. And there we are still not there where we want to have him, but we are getting closer. We saw a really good trainings week from him. So that's what I meant before, that we could use this trainings week very effectively to work with these guys on their intensity, on their shape, on their physicality. So for us, we could also use this week as an advantage. And he's now closer to the team, but not there where we want him to have.
What was good and what was bad then, having reflected on it?
I think overall the performances were quite well. Of course, we want to have like more points, but in the end, we have to work on the basic things. We have to keep on doing the things we did in the second half against City. We have to keep on being very clean and precise in possession. Don't make a lot of mistakes. Keep playing very mature. Keep playing intense. This will be the main things, and never forget doing the basic things, because of the basics you can win the football games.
I'd come off the bench and score the winner against City. Is he ready to start, do you think? Obviously still a young man with so much potential.
I think every player who's in our squad is ready to start, and he had a very good appearance against City when he came on the pitch. Now he was away. He had 2 games with the under 21 from Germany. So overall, we are very pleased with his development. We try to give him more and more game time. If it will be a start tomorrow or not, we have to make the decision. But he will be a very important player for us in the future, no matter if he starts tomorrow or not.
Just one final question from me to sort of bring you back to what you said at the very top. I know Adam Webster's obviously a much longer term injury, but how close now is Solly March?
I think he's not that close that we can say he will be back in 2 or 3 weeks. He's working quite hard in rehab. He's doing step after step, but he's still not on the pitch. But we see some good progress, so we are very, very convinced that we see him back in this year. But I can't give a clear schedule when it will be.
Thank you.
Hi, Fabian. Just a bit more on Brighton. Do you actually prefer using him as an impact sub, although he might not like that? Do you?
If I say now yes, he would hate me. So that's why it's always for me important that we analyze the opponent, we analyze our team, we analyze the connections on the pitch, who fits to who. Do we play with 3 midfielders? Do we play with 2 6s, 1 10 and 1 striker? Do we play with 2 strikers? So it depends also on the opponent. It depends on the freshness from our team. It depends on the training performances. So there are different criteria how we pick the team. But overall, like, Brian has always an impact, no matter if he's a starter or if he came from the bench. I think he always has an impact on the game. But for sure, it's very important to understand that we are a team and everyone has to accept his role, and everyone who's on the bench at the beginning needs to understand that he can be a game changer and a match winner when he came on the pitch, and Brian proved this in a very impressive way the last time.
I know you absolutely love your stats. Tomorrow will be your 50th match in charge of the club. For those first 50 or 49 so far, how do you feel like it's going for you?
I didn't think about that, if I'm honest. So I always try to emphasize that it's a togetherness. It's not a one-man show. I'm very pleased and I'm very privileged that I'm the head coach from Brighton. I'm very pleased and very privileged that I have such a good staff around me and these kind of characters in the staff, but also these kind of characters as a player. So for me, it's always important to emphasize the we and not the me, and that's the main focus from my side, and hopefully therefore I can collect another 50 games to go on and be that successful to go together with my staff and with the players.
In terms of Bournemouth, you did very well against them last season. What have you made of their start so far this time around?
Like last season, very difficult to play against them. I think they show the highest intensity in the league regarding high speed distance, regarding sprint distance. They play very man-orientated. They're very good in 50-50 moments. They're very good in personal duels. They play a very simple but a very effective style of play. They have great individual players like Semenyo, Evanilson. I think Brooks has a really good start into the season. So overall, it will be a big challenge, but we go there to win this game. We proved it last season. We know that we have a style of play that might not fit for them. So let's see what we can do tomorrow.